So please just hear me out first. So I've been playing Rdr2 fluently, and I know I'm a bit late on the whole hype train at the beginning. I'm currently busy with finishing off the epilogue part 2, and I must say, personally, I think the epilogue is like the best part of the game so far, and I can get into that for like hours and hours, but just to keep it short, like I feel like everything that Rockstar did in the epilogue, like kind of like wrapped everything of the story of Arthur Morgan and of John Marston so neatly together that I don't know, the epilogue feels just like the best way to end the game, like Red Dead Redemption 2, because John Marston, even though in Red Dead 1 he gets back into trouble and has to hunt down Bill and Javier, in the epilogue 2 we can at least see him have some peace at the end with killing Micah and everything like that. But anyways, I'm getting a bit off track here, so let me get back there. So just picture this, right? You're John Marston and you just bought this massive ranch, and you need to pay your rent somehow, or not your rent, you should pay off your loan somehow, and you don't really know how, because all you've known all your life is just stealing and crime and robbing and stuff like that. So there you are, and I think, okay, let me do some good old honest work on the farm. And you go and you feed your chickens, you clean your cow's manure and you milk them, and you go off and you go sell all of your products of the day. And guess how much you get? $10, $20, $50? Nope, you get $8.
There's no way. Say you swear to God.
So after I saw that, I just decided to go do some research on how much those stuff actually costed back then, and even though the numbers aren't like on spot in the game, it's still like an insanely low amount that John gets for all of that work. And you should also keep in mind, John doesn't have to only support himself, he also has to support Abigail, Jack, Uncle, and also Charles for a while. But I mean, I assume that Charles got like his own thing going somewhere. I mean, I assume he like hunts for himself and eats for himself, I mean. But if you just like forget about the financial aspects of why John being a farmer must be terrible for him, there's still so much other threats around him that can get him kicked off of his farm, like the Skinners that can just come in someday. He could be having the best day of his life, and then just suddenly the Skinners could pop up and burn his ranch down, give him the Judge Holden treatment, and just mess up his whole ranch. And I mean, it did kill most of them in the epilogue part 2, but I mean, you can never be sure with like people like that in the game, or not people like. But to be a bit more serious, I understand why Rockstar decided to do this. I mean, it makes us understand how difficult it must be for John to live a normal life. I mean, to put this all into perspective for us, imagine that for like the last 10 to 15 years you've been traveling the world and like constantly seeing the most beautiful places and lovely cultures you have ever seen, just to be thrusted into a dead-end 9-to-5 cubicle job. That's still putting it lightly, because now John has to live in civilization too. He became a part of what the Vanillin gang wanted to avoid their entire lives: civilization. And as a normal person now, John can't just go and shoot and beat up anyone who annoys or insults him anymore. He just needs to take it now for Abigail to be able to live a normal life. Another thing, John also doesn't know the villains of the civilized world all too well. I mean, he only knows fellow outlaws and the government, but now his enemies are much more subtle, like a shopkeeper buying his products for less than their worth, and a bank that he thinks will buy him and Abigail freedom, only to be a different type of bandit. As an outlaw, John didn't need to worry about anything else than staying alive and keeping Abigail and Jack alive too. Well, thinking about it now, not really. I mean, he was kind of a deadbeat, to be honest. Now he needs to do so much more just to get by. John is doing this to not drive Abigail away again, so I kind of understand why he does what he's doing now. And I mean, he will also not be killed for being an outlaw, but Yeah, also not really, because in Reddit 1 he does get killed for that. To be a bit more serious, John shoveling cow crap is the best thing that he could have done with his life. I mean, that's what Arthur wanted. He wanted John and Abigail to have the life that he and Mary never did. He wanted John to be more honest, kinder, and hard-working than he ever was. So what's the moral of the story here? Well, if you ever want to live a life of crime, go feed some chickens, I guess. Anyways, subscribe if you want. Bye bye.